In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys one of these strategies that I use to beat 99% of dropshippers, and pretty much the reason why most 99% of dropshippers fail miserably with dropshipping. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Marcus Lamb. Over here next to me is my business partner Trevor, and we have a test and tried proven method that has actually sponsored our trip to Jamaica. So Jamaica was actually 2 weeks ago from as I was filming this video. It was a great time. I'm one of my brothers. And it's great when you could make your own success, but it's even better when you could share that abundance with others. And one of my good friends, Jackie, he's one of my childhood friends that I knew when I was younger, but we didn't really connect until college. And since then, we've been working together with e-commerce, and check it out for yourself on what happened during this Jamaica trip.
Jackie, what just happened? I just had a 5K sale.
We're on vacation right now.
My boy just got a sale. I had like 6 sales yesterday. Trevor, how many sales do you have yesterday? 4?
The reason we're able to do this is because... So the reason I'm showing you guys this is not to brag necessarily, but to show you the possibilities of how just some random kids on the internet was able to go through YouTube videos to try and go through all of the hurdles of traditional dropshipping, which is what 99% of dropshippers do, and find a new way to dropship, a better approach, okay? And this has helped us generate over $10 million in combined revenue. So this business model worked for us. It still works for us because we still have our own dropshipping stores. And it works for other big name brands like Wayfair.com. Home Depot has their own dropshipping programs as well. And the point is, everything is going into e-commerce. And so naturally, not just to Amazon taking the low ticket space, the high ticket space is getting more awareness, and there's going to be even more dropshipping programs, and there's going to be more opportunity. And so if you're watching this right now, you are still very, very early to the game. And so I want to give you a round of applause just for making it and to just understanding, you know, where we're at in the dropshipping industry. The truth is the industry has completely changed, okay? A lot of your traditional dropshippers, and not to say that they're wrong, but that business model is very, very outdated, and it's logistically very hard to scale. Any e-commerce owner that has a dropshipping store will tell you that, you know, you want to go into branding, but building brand requires so much capital upfront. It requires so much prior knowledge. It requires so much ads testing, creative testing. And so if you're someone that's new, like, this is going to be so difficult. But if you just follow this one strategy that I share with you, if you stay until the end of this video, because most people have TikTok brains, most people can't even stay until the end of the video, you're going to have a major advantage against 99% of the dropshippers, because this is the strategy, all right? The strategy is focus on the higher ticket products, okay? Higher ticket products mean items that are like this cold plunge tub, like this kayak, or this Pilates machine. You want to sell expensive items, okay? 99% of dropshippers are relying on TikTok Shop, and then they go and dropship from AliExpress. They will go into AliExpress, they will try to find these low margin items, all right? Low margin, not these expensive items. And that's why they don't make the money that you want to. Because if you do the math, right? Not only do you have to account for the long shipping times, right? Once a customer buys from you, you have to order the product and then ship it. You have to go and figure out how to actually make the profit margins work, which is the fundamental difference between high ticket and low ticket. Okay, low ticket dropshipping, your traditional strategy was going to be selling these low price point items, versus now with high ticket dropshipping, you're going to be selling cold plunge tubs, golf simulators, recovery gear. Now, a lot of people will argue and say that it's super hard to sell something more expensive. And you could argue back saying, no, it's not. Because if you're trying to sell, okay, to make $5,000 revenue, so you could either have the option of selling a $5 gadget 1,000 times and try to acquire 1,000 customers and ship all of those out and make sure the tracking and the logistics are good. Or you could just make one sale for $5,000 with pretty much the same amount of take-home profit. So obviously, you're going to want to scale up with the higher ticket because it's higher volume at scale. You're going to have a better or more personalized customer support, and just logistically, everything just makes sense, okay? And how I was able to tap into this model was because I actually started with low ticket, all right? I got into debt, drop shipping, and scaling these low, cheap junk, and I was relying on Chinese suppliers that I have found from AliExpress, private agents, CJ Dropshipping, AutoDS, all of that stuff. I was using Facebook ads. I spent so much money, and all of the money that I did make those profit, it went into the marketing expense and the operating expense and the chargebacks and the refunds. So at the end of the day, there was no sustainability. It was a really big short-term loss, to be honest, but it did get me introduced to high ticket dropshipping, to this new strategy that I'm about to show you, where instead of using Facebook ads, you're going to use Google ads. And we'll talk more about that in a bit. But again, the biggest difference between low and high is going to be the profit margin. You're going to rely on suppliers from the United States, and you're finding trusted brands. The most important thing that you want to understand is a dropshipper is just a glorified way to say reseller. So you're just reselling products at the end of the day using the internet. And so you want to find items that are more expensive so you have fewer orders, better customers, and then you are reselling the big brands. So big brand names. Samsung, LG, obviously they might not have dropshipping programs because they're too big, but you're going to find these bigger brand names that aren't as big yet, but they're still pretty big, and you want to leverage off their brand marketing. That being said, today's video, I want to actually give you guys a grasp of the strategy. First, we have to identify what is dropshipping. I want to show you guys exactly A to Z what dropshipping is. I'll tell you guys all of the similarities of dropshipping, high ticket and low ticket. Then we'll talk about how we're going to source these suppliers, because ultimately I want to give you guys the strategy on how to apply it with your dropshipping business. It's actually really, really simple. And then also I want to leave you guys with just the basic frameworks of how to run it profitably. So now is a good time for you to, grab a pen, take a snack, take a quick pause to the video if you need to. Things are about to get really real. Let's go. Okay, so first let's identify what is dropshipping. Dropshipping is the modern way to sell products online without holding any inventory. And you could create an online store. You have the customer place the order. The supplier will ship the order to your end customer. You keep that profit margin, and that is the dropshipping model. In other words, it's just another way to say reselling. You're gonna find a product for lower, you're gonna sell it to market for higher, you make the middleman money in between, and you use Shopify as your virtual storefront to help you facilitate that transaction. Okay, and how it works step by step, I laid it out, is the customer will buy a product from you. Let's say you just sold a $1,200 drone, and then the cost of that drone was $800. So you're going to forward that order to your supplier by sending an email or submitting a purchase order. And then the supplier will receive it. You're going to make the payment. They will receive the payment, and then they will ship to the customer on your behalf, and you're able to keep that difference as profit. And so the key players that are involved with the dropshipping process is going to be you as a dropshipper, or in other words, retailer, authorized retailer. You're going to have the customer, and you're going to have the supplier or the brand, the manufacturer that's actually making the product. You're going to be acting as the marketer and the customer service rep, and the supplier is the shipper and the manufacturer for the end item. Okay, and here are some real world examples of what a high ticket dropshipping product is. For example, a cold plunge tub. Now, when I first started off dropshipping, I was selling these Sakura dolls and this nail clipper for dogs and this baby product stroller over here. And I didn't even realize that it's not about necessarily the product more so than it is the profit margin. So if you're gonna want to look at things from the profit margin, you wanna look at things from the higher ticket point of view. So over here, the profit margin for this, assuming that you sell at MSRP, MSRP stands for manufacturer suggested retail price. And so the manufacturer is telling you to put it on market for $2,500. Your price is $1,600. You run ads, the customer will order from the ad that you're putting from Google, and the supplier will ship, and you will profit that money in between, and you use that money to fund for your operating costs, for your marketing costs, for your financial costs to actually run the business so that you can have real net take-home profit for your store. By the way, guys, if you are interested in learning how to get to $10,000 a month profit with your high ticket dropshipping store, comment the word high ticket down below or apply for our one-on-one coaching program where we can help you get to the next level with high ticket dropshipping with one-on-one guidance. It's always good to have a community of people, brotherhood, sisterhood, a communion to help you and keep you staying on top of this, because the truth is this is a lot of information. I know it could feel overwhelming, so why not have someone that has done it before help you step by step, guide you through that process? That's my personal suggestion for you. But the reason why people love high ticket dropshipping or even the concept of dropshipping in general is because traditionally you would have to spend a lot of money. You would have to spend a lot of money to acquire the capital to have products or a showroom or something to stock it, but you don't need any inventory. Okay, it has low startup costs. To start the Shopify store, it's only about $1 a month for 3 months, and then it goes into rolling $29 a month. It's 100% online, and you have to focus on marketing and sales while the supplier will focus on the logistics and product development. It's such a great balance of the industry that is really, really revolutionizing the e-commerce industry, which is why, I'm doing what I'm doing, which is, high ticket. The fundamental difference between low ticket and high ticket is going to be the price point. Plus, with high ticket, you're going to have to deal with less volume of support. You have more profit, and the customers that do buy from you, they're actually wanting to speak with you over the phone or talk to you via live chat or text message. And the reason is because these are higher price purchases. And so as long as you just guide the buyer in the journey of processing the payment that they were going to make for the brand already, like they were already gonna go on Google and buy already, but if you just appear with the right search term and you know how to run it profitably, like, man, this is like butter on pancakes. It's really smooth. And fulfillment is another keyword that you should be aware of. Fulfillment means who ships the order. So you don't have to own the inventory. You don't ship the order. Amazon doesn't ship the order. The supplier or the brand that you partner up with is the one that ships the order. And how you make the money is you profit the markup that is between the supplier price that you are given and the retail price in which you sell to market. So an example of this would be you sell to the market for $2,000, your cost is $1,400, and you profit $600, and then you could use that profit to put into your ad costs, your operating costs, and then you run and you scale the business from there. Now, as you are building your dropshipping business, especially with high ticket, you have to know what a niche is. A niche is a specific market of people. So a lot of people will think, should I go general and just sell everything, or should I go into one market? And I recommend to go into one market because then you can identify what the market is, what the market's interested in, and how to cater towards that market. For example, it's way easier for me to sell if I had a kayak branded store versus a store that's all generalized trying to compete against Amazon selling everything, right? You want to have a market, so you have your market. Okay, choose the right niche. And if you guys enroll inside our one-on-one program, we actually share with you guys all the niches that we are personally seeing that's working for us and our clients. And we give you and even help you select your niche if you desire. So again, it's always good to have someone that could kind of give you that guidance to share with you what is working. And that's actually why I started the community anyway. I didn't even have any YouTube videos as I was learning high ticket, as I was learning this stuff. I didn't have any more YouTube videos. I had to try my own money to this, and we had to just learn from other people's experiences, and that's why we build a community. And this is why it's so powerful, because what you need to focus on is to have the right people and the right mindset so that you can find the right niche, to partner with the right suppliers, to upload the products, to run the ads. It is all stemming from who are you surrounding with every day and what are your goals. So I say that all to say that what you shouldn't do, okay, is to store any of these inventory yourselves. I know a lot of people are watching this coming from Amazon FBA or Etsy dropshipping. Even though Etsy, you probably don't have to own any inventory. You might still have to stock up some basic low ticket. I don't know, but you don't have to own any inventory. You don't have to build your own brand, spending months of your time. You don't have to try to go viral. You don't have to do any of that, okay? This is modern retail without warehousing. You are a marketer and you're a digital store owner. the big brands that you work with, they're the ones that will handle the fulfillment. And you collect the profits in between if you have a good system. That's why people love our peak flow system, the one-on-one system. You could have literally the systems that we have, the follow systems, the SMS, the automation, the email systems, everything plugged into your system. But that's actually what makes a business successful, because everything that happens is speed. And so that's what the customers love, that's what the suppliers love, and that's how we actually collect the profits. Because a lot of other high-ticket dropshippers running it, they might not know how to collect profits. They might not know how to run the business to the highest efficiency. So that's very important to keep in mind of. And finally, let's talk about how we're going to actually work with these USA suppliers. What do you actually do when looking for USA suppliers? Okay, so the reason I work with USA suppliers is because I look for products that have high margins, simply put. I look for products that have very high profit margins. I want products that are high quality. They have fast shipping times, and it will overall give me a better customer experience for my end consumer. So this way I'm building a real business and I'm not reselling junk. And so sourcing with high ticket dropshipping means that you don't have to buy inventory. You're going to apply to become an authorized dealer, which in other words means dropshipper, but people don't want to say the word dropship, so people say authorized dealer. The brands will let you list their products, and then once you get the sale, you send an email to your supplier, and then they will ship for you. Okay, and how you're going to find these USA suppliers is as follows. What you want to do is go on Google, search up the brand that you're trying to become a dealer of, and then you add in become a dealer or distributor application or wholesale program. Now, if you don't have any brands to search up, you could find brands at trade shows for your specific industry. For example, I know there are sauna trade shows. I know there are construction trade shows. And if you don't know any trade shows or you're just literally just getting started, you could also go to wayfair.com, which is very interesting. And also, one of the final things I want to share with you guys as we conclude this video, which is if I go on google.com and I search Wayfair dropshipping, you'll see that one of the listings here as of August 8th, 2023, last updated, is that Wayfair has a page where they are asking for suppliers to become a supplier on Wayfair, meaning every single supplier that you see on wayfair.com has a dropshipping program because they tried to apply. Well, they didn't try. They actually had to apply to become a dealer for Wayfair. So if I go and I'm looking for an air conditioner, okay, this is Frigidaire, so this is a bigger brand, but you want to find products that are more expensive. So I would go into here. Let's just go maybe into towel storage. I've never seen towel storages before. Okay, and then what you could do is sort by the pricing. First, find the actual product where it will give you this option over here. And then you want to toggle to price per item and find the items that are $1,000 and above. Towel warming drawers could be a potential niche. And just like that, you could find product types by filtering over the price. And then what you want to do is you need to search up the brand of the supplier. So in this case, this is Amba. So what I would search is I would go on Google and search Amba, and then I will search towel warmer and see over here, you found the supplier's towel warmer websites. And then you can see there's dealer tools, and then it'll say become a dealer, and then you could actually apply to become a dealer. It'll have a vendor account where you could apply. All you need is a resale tax certificate. All you need is a tax ID. And if you want to have a prepaid account, you can have to add your credit card information here yet, but I don't do that yet. First, I'll fill out all of these info, all right? I'll fill out all of these, and if you don't know what to do, or if you're feeling overwhelmed and you want step-by-step guidance, you guys could check out my free e-commerce community. It has over 5,000 members with me and my business partner, Trevor's free resources available all for you. We will put the link in the description down below at peakflowacademy.com/school with a K. So I hope this video made sense. I hope you were able to understand the strategy behind the success with my dropshipping venture, which is I don't sell what 99% of people are doing. If I did, I'd be getting the same results as 99% of dropshippers. I sell higher ticket items, and they have better profit margins. The suppliers are a lot more reputable, and I use Google Ads to dropship instead of Facebook. The marketing channels are fundamentally different. The price points are fundamentally different. The business models are fundamentally different, but still the same. And if you guys are interested in more high-ticket dropshipping content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Until next time, thank you all so much for your time. Peace and love.